Alright, in this video I want to show you how to add people and organizations to your database and how to make the links between people that we would consider family, like husband and wife or father and son sort of links, and also how to make the links between people and organizations that say that a person is in a certain organization. So, for instance, maybe someone who's coming to camp is part of a certain church or a certain school. I'll show you how to make those links in this video. So let's start off by saying that there's someone that I want to add to the database. I want to add someone named Joey Alvarez. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to come to my search form and I'm going to look for Joey Alvarez. I just want to make sure he's not in here. So I click search. He's not coming up, so he's not already in the database. So I do need to add him new. So I'm going to click the Add New button and I'm going to add person. And it automatically pulls up a new person. First thing I need to do is I need to type in his name. And the first thing that I type in when I tab out of it, it's going to ask me if I want to set the last contact date to today. That's going to happen anytime you're in a person record and the last contact date is not this current year. So I'm going to say yes, and it'll set it to the current year. That way we keep our last contacts at least up to date to the current year. Let me go ahead and change his last name as well. Joey Alvarez, how I want to spell that. Joey is an adult. I'm going to mark the adult box. And I'm going to go ahead and put in his date of birth. That was 6/3/1979. And I'm going to mark him as male. If you wanted to, you could add these other fields as well, prefix, suffix, maiden name if that's important to you. You can store that in here. Of course, Joey probably doesn't have a maiden name. If someone is deceased, you can check the box saying that they're deceased. And if they don't want to get any mailings, you can check the box saying no mailings. Over here are our addresses, phones, and emails. You can add as many as you would like. For each area, just click the Add button. You can choose a label for which type of address this is. So we'll say that this is his home address, it is a mailing address, and it is a physical address, and this is his primary address. So when I view reports, I want to show this address above all other addresses. And Joey lives at the famous 123 Cool Street in somewhere Colorado, and his zip is 84632. Country is US. So now we've already added his home address there. We can add a phone if we want to. This is his cell phone, and his phone number is 555-1234, I suppose. And his email address will also be joey@coolguy.com. And that's his primary email address. When we mark the primary in both addresses and emails, that says that when we pull up reports, this is the email address or this is the address that we want to show for this particular person. Down here I have some custom fields that I've entered in the setup area. These fields will be unique for your particular scout, but you would be able to adjust any of these fields as you see fit. So we've added Joey. We can see that Joey doesn't have any family, and Joey doesn't belong to any organizations. We'll come back and add those in a minute, but we've added Joey. So let's go ahead and add his wife. Let's make sure that she's not already in our database. Veronica Alvarez. Search for her. Nope, she's not there, so let's go ahead and add new. Add person. And again, we see the new person, Veronica. When I tab out, yes, I want to set the date. And this is Alvarez. Let's see, she's an adult. And her date of birth is 4/12/1980. She is female. And I could put in address, phone, email if I wanted to here as well. I'm not going to for this video. You'll see she's not in family, she's not in organizations. So we want to go ahead and add some family for each of these. Here's how you do this. You can go to either Joey or Veronica. I'm going to choose to go to Joey. I'm going to open his family tab. And then I'm going to search for Veronica. I'm going to do it short code right there, just VERALV. So I'm searching for anything first name that starts with VER, anything last name that starts with ALV, and she comes up because she's now in the database. And all I have to do with Joey's family tab open, I'm just going to drag Veronica's record right into there. And you'll see now that Veronica is added as Joey's family. Relationship to me means what is Veronica's relationship to Joey? So Veronica is his wife. Neither one of them are the guardian of the other, but we're going to say that Joey is the head of household. That head of household would allow you to send mailings only one per household when you pull up reports. So now we have Veronica added in Joey's family. If we go over to Veronica and we look at family, it looks like Joey hasn't been added, but that's because the Veronica tab was already open. If she wasn't open and we opened her fresh, then Joey would show up, or we can just click the refresh button here in family, and we'll see, boom, Joey shows up. Alright, well now suppose we want to add an organization, because these two are part of the same organization, and this is, we're going to hit add new, and we're going to add an organization, and we see new organization. Let's give it its own name, that this is Cool People Organization. And this is actually a, well, we got to set the last contact date, but this is actually a business. That's the organization. We could make it a church or a school or whichever other one we want, but this is a business. And I want to give it a code as well because I want to be able to find this organization by code later. So I'm going to call it CPO, and this is located in Colorado. That's the code that I choose to use, CPO-CO. And everything here is very similar to on people. We have addresses, phones, emails. We have some custom boxes for organizations, just like we do for people. And down here at the bottom we have a members tab. Notice nobody is in the members tab yet. Well, I want to add both Joey and Veronica in the members tab. So let me first add Veronica because she's already here. I'm just going to drag her right over here and drop. And we'll see that Veronica is now entered into here. And then I want to go over and find Joey, drag him in, and now he's added. What I can do from here is I could click on one of them and go to details, and it would open up the record, even if it was already closed. Let me close Veronica out, click on Veronica and go to details. It'll open it new right here. Then when I look at organizations from her tab, we'll see that she's in the Cool People organization now. From here I can mark as primary. If I mark it as primary, when we search for her, it's going to show up in parentheses, it's going to show her code. So let me pull her up. You'll see that right here, CPO-CO, to say that she belongs to the Cool People organization. Online administrator would mean that when she logs into her portal online, she would be able to see other people who are a part of this organization. I'm going to say no. And test is just a test role that I added in the setup area. You could add other roles such as CEO, secretary, assistant, pastor, youth pastor. Those roles could all go right in here. But I still need to look at Joey as well. And under Joey, I want to look at organizations. I'm going to need to refresh. We'll see he's also in this organization. I'm going to mark this as his primary organization. And I'm going to mark him as the online administrator right there. Now when we look up Joey, we also see that he is in this organization. And if we go back to the organization tab and we refresh, we'll see that their roles have been checked. So you could do those from here, or you could do those from here, and it has the same effect either way. If you want to remove a role, what you need to do is click the X to remove the member, say yes, and we have effectively removed Joey. We come back here and refresh. He's no longer in the organization, and when we search for him, it's going to continue to show that until we add a new organization. This will just show the last organization that we marked as primary for him. Thank you very much.